and welcome to August's project vlog. The second time I recorded this because for some reason the first one didn't transfer properly before I deleted it from the camera. So, yay! Here we go again. So the things that was on my list for August was work on the walls in my living room, which I have done. I have removed the wallpaper. Using a wallpaper steamer when your apartment is 25 degrees is unpleasant. I'll leave it at that. The second thing I was going to work on was a pirate shirt, which I did not finish because I realized that I had too little fabric to do. Like, I want a puffy. If I'm gonna make a pirate shirt, I want something puffy and flowy and billowy, and I didn't have enough fabric for that. The third thing was to start knitting on a cardigan. I haven't started on it yet, but it was mostly because it took the yarn like 2 weeks to get here, but I have it now, so that's great. And the third thing, no, that was the third thing. The fourth thing was to work on the side tables, which I haven't really done, because I realized I was gonna have to buy plywood, and trying to figure out how to buy plywood and transport plywood when you don't have a car and you don't have a workshop is significantly harder than if you have a car and a workshop. So yeah. So overall, for August, I feel like I did really well on working on projects the first 2 weeks, and then I didn't. So while the pirate shirt didn't come into being, I did do 2 t-shirts, like crop tops. Yeah, they look extremely tiny. So this one has like owls on it, and this one, like, they're the same pattern, and this one has foxes and what do you call them? Squirrels. Sewing these two was really nice. It took me 2 hours to make one, and I did it in like one go, which is not how I do things. But it was a really pleasant experience. So I feel like the first 2 weeks of August I did really well on working on projects, and then I didn't. And there are like a number of reasons for it, but one of them is like I prioritize projects. So one thing that I wanted to work on as well was I have this like light coat, and I want to do insertion lace on it, and I can't get myself to start doing it. But that also means I'm not working on the trousers that I want to sew, or the raincoat that I'm gonna need to like reinvent, because the insertion lace thing is the top priority, even though I'm gonna need the trousers sooner or later, and like all the stuff needs to get done, but I have like, this is the priority, and if I'm not working on that, I'm not allowed to work on anything, and I really need to work differently because it means I do very little. So all in all, for August, I think I did okay. I definitely think I could do more, but like it was fine. So for September, I'm gonna do a slightly different way of thinking about this. So instead of thinking just about the stuff I have finished, so like these t-shirts, I finished it. It was finished in August. I am also gonna look at how much of the work I got done. So say for the trousers that I'm gonna make, like making the pattern and cutting out the fabric, that may be like 25% of the work of the trousers. So while I haven't finished them in September, I still acknowledge that I have in fact worked on them. So I'm gonna try to think a bit differently about doing versus finishing, I suppose. So I'm gonna give myself a bit more to work with for September. So number one, work on the walls. I want at least minimum get them patched up. There is a lot of holes in them. And I would also really like to get the ceiling painted. I definitely don't think I'm gonna get like to the painting stage of it, but like the holes minimum. So that's like the big physical thing, I suppose. Second of all, I do want to work on the side tables. The good news is I'm gonna go visit my parents in a week, so I'm probably just gonna steal some plywood from my dad, and then I can work on them easier because I have all the things I need. So the side tables are still on the list. And then I have one crochet project and one knitting project. Technically it's 2 knitting projects. Okay, I have a crochet project, which is one of the most longest projects I ever had that I haven't given up on. And it's to make a vest out of puff flowers, crochet puff flowers. And I'm like 1/3 done with the puff flowers, and I'm having a struggle because apparently I can make one and it takes me like maybe like less than 5 minutes, and that's fine, but I cannot for the life of me make 2 in a row. So I don't know, it's something I need to work on. But that's a project that I definitely think just tiny bits and pieces here and there will make it go on. The 2 knitting projects is a brown cardigan with cable knit, and then I want to make a blue, more sweater. They use different needles, so I can work on them at the same time. So for sewing things, I have the trousers I want to make, the light coat I want to put the insertion lace on, the raincoat that I want to remake. Did I have something else? I thought I had 4 things. No. Or I'm just completely blanking on it now, which might also be. And then I do also need to figure out what to wear on my sister's Halloween party, because I have no idea. So that's all the projects that I want to work on in September. And as I said, I am now not looking for finishing any of them. Like, yeah, finishing the trousers would be really nice, but like, if I don't, I don't. But I do want to just work on projects more. So yeah, so I think that's all for this vlog. Trying to think of if there's anything else I should say. I don't think so. And if it is, I can't remember it. And I don't remember what I said in the previous one I recorded, so yay. But yeah.